Welcome, welcome. It's a Monday and I'm filming the sky this time. Haha, but you didn't see that coming. Look at the storm. Look at it, let's see the color. Look. Look how dark that shit is. That's impressive. That's some angry sky right there. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, getting in my way, truck. Get out of here, Olympian. Yeah. Weather's super active today. There's a lightning warning in the area. Yeah, wow. It's impressive. In my spare time, I'm a fake meteorologist. It's Meteorology Monday. Might as well just call it Moron Monday. Hi. Welcome to a new week. It would have made a lot more sense if I had said it like early in the morning, but it's gonna be like 9 p.m. Eastern time by the time this gets loaded, so you would have already experienced the beginning of the week already, and then that greeting just makes no sense. Anyways, I had a really fucked up weekend. Curse word number one of the week. Yes, adulting freedom. Yeah. This is not an 18 plus channel, but it probably should be at least 13 plus. But there's no settings for that. It's all 18 plus because that's what everything is based around, 18 or 21 or, you know, like that has any bearing on language. I know 7-year-olds that cuss like a sailor. It's not all the time what it is you're saying. Even when it's like good things, responses of some kind, it's not really like what it is you say. Sometimes it's like when or how you say it that really makes a big difference. Swear words, I think, are a little bit like that. Who and what you're saying may offend somebody, but like if you're not, I think that if you're not swearing at someone, you can kind of get away with it. Like if I'm using the obviously like swear words used in language as like adjectives and stuff like that, that's okay. If you use them as nouns, that's a little bit more direct, right? You don't want to do that. Anyhow, I don't even have a theme for today. Missing Monday monologues. Yeah, what I am gonna say is I've been having an extremely hard time with socializing with people and interacting and trying to keep my responses or thinking to a minimum. I still have my alliteration fascination. Rhyme schemes. So I went ahead and my entire Facebook list, my friends list from my profile, gone. Deleted. Everybody, bye. You're out. And I don't mean that in an offensive way, it's just Facebook is so ridiculous. And I didn't deactivate my account, and my account is still active. I just took everybody off. Like I did a couple of years ago, I did the same thing. And I'm finding that this is a repeating pattern, not because it's Facebook, but to be honest, it's really me. It's something that's about me socially. I don't know. Long term, I just don't get along with many people. And there's certain aspects of socializing that are a real problem for me. Conflict is definitely one of them. I'm terrible at conflict with people. I would rather just stop. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what the topic is or how upset or how confusing or, I don't want to, twice over the weekend, I actually got into debates with, like, one of them's a really good friend. The other one, not so much. But even then, it's like, what was going on? I just didn't want to talk anymore. And for whatever personal reasons or whatever the situation called for, they didn't want to stop talking. And that's when I just hit the block button. I'm like, I just want to be left alone. Whatever the situation is, like, I apologize and regret that it happened and I don't have anything to say about it. But like, they just wouldn't leave it alone. They wouldn't leave me alone. And I got nothing to say. There's nothing I could say. If I shoved my foot in my mouth that's already an accident. I could admit that. But if I go and shove the other foot in my mouth to appease your feelings, then I'm gonna fall on my ass. And like, where does that, you know, I make a mistake and then you force me to overdo myself just because? I don't get that. And that's the kind of unfortunate situation that kind of developed in text conversation. So it wasn't like in person, of course, these days, because who actually spends time face to face? The lucky people, I guess. People certainly don't spend a lot of face time with me, mainly because 90% of my communication goes through text. And when I speak through text, I think that most people misunderstand me. Misunderstanding. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I have a lot to learn, I guess, or just call it quits. Just give up, just walk away. I don't know how, I mean, like with multimedia and social media and marketing, I don't quite know what I'm gonna do in terms of reaching an audience if I have communication issues. And it isn't everybody, and it's not all the time. I think that really, most of the time, I think that I'm okay with most people. It's like when it gets personal and serious, and I just have a different view. Like I'm not allowed to have a different view, apparently. Or my different view hurts, or is offensive, or is shocking, or is whatever. And then all of a sudden, I owe somebody an apology. I'm not allowed to just have a different opinion. I don't get it. I don't get that part at all. I don't have anything to say about what people have been doing, what they've been complaining about, what they've been fighting for, what they've decided to do with their fucking bodies and their vaccines and their fucking genders and all of this stuff that people have been crying and fighting for the freedom to have. Can I not have my freedom to just ignore it? Like, I didn't make those rules. I don't have kids of my own, so I didn't assign any genders. I don't give a shit what people have to say about themselves. You can call yourself whatever you want. If you want to call yourself trees, go ahead. Trees are fucking fantastic. Thank you, trees. Really, I didn't make those rules. And as far as history is concerned, I didn't own any slaves. I've never said before, but now I've said it, so now I'm gonna get shit for it. I don't say those things. I don't care what sexuality people are. Shit, I am sexually curious and deviant and perverted. But I don't go to displaying it because it's nobody's business. I guess now I have, but you don't know to what degree, so it's still private. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why everything has to be such a gnarly, dirty fight that everybody has to be on board with. And I don't give a shit who agrees or disagrees with me. That's not why we get along. I don't have to be in your camp. I don't have to be part of your tribe to understand what you're going through. And I'm not flying everybody's fucking flags just to be friends with you. Holy shit. Brand wars, tag wars, like console wars, fucking country wars, property wars, ownership wars, identity wars. You think, imagine how goddamn boring this place would be if everybody was the same. And they're fighting for words like freedom, choice, acceptance, non-judgmental. Okay, so what are you doing to somebody when they don't want to join? What, forcing compliance? Sounds like contradictory to me. It's just like, to me, I don't know if it's just me being impersonal, like I don't need to get along with people on this personal level. I think maybe I've been just discouraged from it because everybody gets so defensive about whatever they are, whatever they stand for, whatever they're fighting for. Like, for instance, I'm gonna name a couple of them. Shutting Canada down because of their mistreatment of the natives. I understand 100% why Canada should really own up to what it's done, what it is doing, its policies. The same with the United States and all level of black people forever. The entire history of the US and their natives. I can't speak for anybody there, and I really am ignorant to both topics because I don't research it. I just see what's in the news, and I know that people are upset, and I know it's a tragedy, and it hurts me. I can feel that empathy that people are going through, right? But like, look, this company didn't lower their flag, and I'm wearing one on my fucking, like, we're still here. Everybody that's living in this country's, unless you are registered native, you're paying taxes to the country. And okay, you don't have to pay taxes to the country, but everybody else is. So like, everybody that's here really supports this land. I don't know. I can't even speak to these things because there's so much stuff that I don't know about. All I know is it's not right, and I don't know what to do about it. I know that I'm not responsible for it directly, right? I don't think my family is directly. Maybe some of my relatives are a touch racist or maybe prejudiced. But hey, everybody's like that. I don't think that, like, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, and I don't want to like flip it on its end. But sure, historically, white males have been an egregious atrocity. But do I seriously have to answer for those pricks? Like, is it really my problem? Do I have to carry the conversation and bow my head because some ancestor of mine was an asshole? Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, and I fully know that things need to change, but I'm not the one behaving like that. And anything that I have to say about it is really based in ignorance, because I fucking have no clue what the conversation's about. I just know people are upset. And people that are upset make me feel anxious as shit. And I just want them to go away because it's not something that I can handle. And that's the truth. Fuck. No, for real, like socially, like conflict really bothers me. And I don't know what to do about conflict because I was bullied as a kid and like beat up and knocked unconscious and robbed and like kicked. I was assaulted in an elevator by some guy who like literally punched his way through a glass door and came at me and knocked me out just because I was standing beside his girlfriend. Unconscious, almost broke my arm, like kicked me in the face in an elevator, like I had nowhere to go. I've been assaulted on the sidewalk where people just want to steal my money when I grew up. Somebody stole my coat when I was younger. I was also knocked unconscious. And I like walked back to defend my friends because they were getting approached, and then I walked around and then some guy grabbed me by the neck and knocked me out. So like, conflict really bothers me. People yelling. I've been yelled at so much in my life by people in authority and people that have been upset and people that want to exercise whatever projections that they're, you know, so conflict fucking bothers me a lot, and I just want people to leave me alone. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't have the capacity to answer for those things. That's what I told my friend. I'm like, look, I don't have what it takes to make this any better. I really don't. I'm not the person for it. If I'd said something ignorant, okay, fine. But if you come and attack me and expect more out of who I am, I don't have it. Leave me alone. Like, I've had to stop here and say that because this is real personal, real serious, and really important that people get. Like, I try to be silly. The same way Robin Williams, okay, Robin Williams, we all know, was a brilliant comedian who made people laugh, and he was always, you know, trying to be good to people. But what's the real story about Robin Williams? The man was clinically depressed and eventually committed suicide. You know, so maybe a lot of the jokes and silliness and happiness I try to spread is hiding the trauma that I've experienced socially. And obviously when it gets real and it gets painful, I don't want to have any part of it, because where is it pushing me? Now, I don't know who's going to see this or if my friends are going to see this or whatever, but now it's out there, you guys have seen it, and that's legit, that's real. I just don't understand that, like, at what point is the fighting and the aggressiveness and the, I'm not involved, I didn't come up and punch you in the face, I didn't murder children, I didn't bury them under schools, I didn't own slaves, I didn't sign documents stating that people can't buy land. I'm not the one doing this stuff. I don't perpetuate racism, I don't perpetuate even slang words. Like calling an area of the city Bangladesh. I don't do that. To some people that's offensive, and I know that, it's a joke, but I still don't say it. It's just who I am. I avoid those things. I don't think that they're necessary. So in the majority of my life, I'm careful, I'm quiet, I'm considerate. I don't have anything to say to most people unless I can be of some kind of help or function. I generally don't want to talk to people anyways. To be honest, I'm not that social. I'm social in a helpful way. If somebody's got a problem, I'll be helpful. If they need my help and they ask, I can be there directly. I can do things like that. But generally, I don't really want to have anything to do with people. Maybe that's just a weird kind of person that I am, but socially, yeah, people have been a real pain in my ass. Few have been amazing, but I think that like maybe the majority of us would say that, yeah, you know, most people are assholes. And you only really have like 2 or 3 really close personal friends, and that's just how it goes. The rest of us are just acquaintances and necessary functional citizens. Cashiers, garbage men, security guards, delivery people, secretaries. We're just functioning civilians. And if like we could hold integrity and respect above everything else, then maybe we wouldn't have to be fighting about shit like this. You know, we have differences of opinion, differences of background, differences of tradition, also differences of education. So I understand that spreading good, valid information is important. I don't spread anything fake in here. I tell a lot of jokes. I make people think maybe, and I discuss what I have discovered, but that doesn't mean I want other people to follow me. I'm not an example. I'm not trying to be a role model by being on a platform. I'm just being here, giving myself something to do. You think if I didn't do these videos every day, no matter what it is that I'm saying, what other kind of like traumatic mental thing would I be going through, and I wouldn't have this outlet? So do you think in the comments when people disagree with what I'm saying that this isn't an outlet, so I'm not doing worse to myself? Do you really, you know what I mean? Like as a person, are you gonna be so angry that you're gonna say hateful and discarding and dismissive, and you're gonna be like that in a comment section even though you don't know who I am? Doesn't make sense. People are just assholes. So forgive me if I make a joke about a lot of stuff so I don't, you know, not gonna say it. There are certain policies to platforms. You can't post anything you want on a platform. All I'm saying is be nice, be kind, try to understand, and like a conversation's a long process, right? I certainly haven't gotten many of my processes right, and I hope that this reaches some people, because 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of my life or just trying to communicate, it's not a good window, especially through text. So I've said my piece and said sorry about the way that things sounded or triggered, because I don't mean to. I just don't have all the facts, and I certainly don't have the capacity sometimes to actually handle something that's that serious, that's that emotional. Not in the moment. If I can't walk away from it, then I will definitely run. And that's where I am now. I've just run away from all the nonsense I couldn't have stopped, despite my asking to have it stopped. Where's the cooperation there? Where's the mutual respect there? If I say, let's leave it alone, then let's leave it alone. If you don't want it to stop, but I do, then guess what? I'll make it stop. You have any more right over me than I have over you, and I wouldn't force you to listen to me. You click play. But this is what you got today. It's a Monday monologue, but this one's pretty serious. I don't know, it's just kind of coming out of nowhere because this has happened, and I've had to walk away from a lot of people and had people walk away from me. Here, let me show you something while we're at it. So that flag is halfway down. And then the one for the airport That's halfway down. So there is a certain amount of respect going around as a symbol. As a symbol. Now we all know that symbolizing respect is not the same thing as actualizing respect. Can we agree? That like when you say something and you use your words or you use Facebook or you use media to just put a symbol out there, you're symbolizing an activity. This is what virtue signaling is about. That you're just broadcasting what team you're on without doing anything, without being like activists, without pursuing certain things like voting correctly, without educating yourself on certain topics. I don't virtue signal, and really, I don't do a lot of anything else. All I know, for me, my activity every day is to not perpetuate the hate or misjudgment or prejudice or even let people around me say things that are just judgmental, that kind of thing. I can't stand it. The same, like, this was a thing that went on, and I know this is going on, it's 23 minutes. I know people who have called out, and in their friends group have called out people who have done wrong, like abusers in friend circles, men especially. You have to call them out in your friends group. Like, what do you can't allow these men, these misguided men, to mistreat other people, mistreat women, and get away with it. They have to be called out and they need help. So I've been supportive of things like that, where if somebody has called somebody's name out and said, hey, this person did this person did that, this is the way they were. I mean, you could put a flag up and say, hey, you know, like, what's going on with this person now? Or if they're still like it, then you block them. You don't support their bullshit. I'm on that side. I want to be on the side of good behavior, and I am a good behaving person. I might have a twisted sense of humor, but I don't misbehave. So, I mean, like, if you misunderstand me, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to follow up behind you and just pick up after the mess. You don't want to believe what I have to say or be close enough to figure it out over time, then kudos to you, but don't put that on me, because then you're just judging. I'm not taking it, not at all. I have my own grounds to stand, and I'm not answering for the sins of everybody that walks behind me in history. It's just not how shit's gonna happen. I'm not answering for them. I'll answer for me, and I've done that, but beyond that, I'm not responsible for them. I'm responsible for me. That's it. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I know this has been quite the journey. I respect you if you made it to the end. And thank you for coming to watch these videos. This is a real outlet for me. It's very meaningful. Sometimes just life gets twisted and I got to let it out. So there it is. Anyways, I'll check you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a better topic. It's not too many smiles in this video, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Take it easy. Keep your eyes on the sky. Laters.